But if you're a diehard cyclist who hits the streets and the trails no matter what the season, we've invited Ryan Probert from the Bike Shop here with the latest in winter biking gear. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
You guys had a nice ride in.
Yeah, it was maybe a little too warm for us this morning
Yeah,
with all the gear
a little
on.
bit overdressed.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a bad problem to have. Okay, so we're going to gear you up, and this is great for all levels, right? You've kind of laid out some options for people who might be getting into winter biking or who are already into winter biking.
It's something that has been growing for years. We have more and more people participating in it all the time. So the array of products or the selection of products has grown all the time because for all the applications that people are doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's become a year-round sport, whether it's trail riding or city or commuting. It's something that people do all year round. So.
Okay, and we've seen this trend here, so let's bring out our first model, and it's all about the fat tires. So is this an all-season, or this is particularly for winter?
No, they've become all-season bikes. I mean, some fat tire bikes are particular to winter trail riding, and, but we do see people commuting on them. We see people using them for all sorts of different things. The grip and stability of the fat tire on all sorts of different surfaces is really the advantage.
Yeah.
But as you can see with this bike, I mean, with the bar mitts built onto it, and
bar mitts.
Yeah, the bar mitts, they're super warm and toasty on the coldest days. So, yeah, Travis was complaining that his hands were a little sweaty on the way over this morning because a little overdressed, but
didn't need the bar mitts. That's awesome. Okay, what other bells and whistles do we have on the fat tire bike?
We got a bunch of storage on here because a lot of people are using them for adventure cycling, touring in the backcountry, those sorts of things, but also rack mounts, so again, city riding. Fenders, disc brakes, lots of different gearing so you can ride it up hills. That's one big thing with the fat tires is the gearing has to be a little different so that you're able to access all the same places that you could get on a regular bike.
Okay.
Because you're going a little bit slower, but the traction is the trade-off, and it's really fantastic.
Okay, so you got the stability to trade off. And let's talk about what we are clothed in here this morning. It's usually about layers this time of year.
It really is, and Travis is wearing gloves and a jacket and windproof pants, and the idea of the outer layers is just a protective layer, and then you layer underneath with the insulation that you need. So as long as you keep the wind off you and you allow the moisture to breathe off your body, you can keep yourself warm using the correct mid layers.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what it's really all about.
Awesome. You might need the bike mitts for the weekend. Thank you very much. And let's bring in our next bike here, and this is the Diverge.
The Specialized Diverge.
That is a sleek-looking bike. So
this bike is what traditionally would be considered a road bike, and something that we use in the summertime for covering long distances, going fast, all the sorts of things you do on a road bike. But this particular model has wider mounts for the wheels, more frame clearance and fork clearance. So we can put, these are a studded tire that are winter specific, obviously. Fender mounts, and again, rack and bag mounts on here, so you can use it for commuting. We have a very active commuter core of customers in Calgary, but they do road cycling on these things in the summer. Again, light touring, cover lots of miles, go fast and have fun. Yeah,
so you just switch out the tire, the studded tire for your spring season, summer season.
The same wheels stay on, the same gearing, everything else. The only thing that changes is the tires, and you get a lot of traction out of that.
Okay, cool. And what do we have in terms of gear for clothing?
Same thing. Something that Steve was wearing today is the deflect piece from Specialized. Obviously, riding through the city, whether you're on the bike paths or bike lanes, visibility is a big thing. So again, just an outer layer that's windproof, very breathable, and high visibility.
Yeah, you're going to see Steve coming from a mile away in that jacket. Awesome.
Perfect, that's good.
Yes, exactly. Safety first. And last but not least, let's bring out the last bike that we have here. Not to forget the ladies.
Specialized Vita, which is a women-specific commuter bike, a flat bar road bike. Again, really fast, lots of fun to ride, but a much more upright riding position. So a lot of people feel more comfortable and more confident on a bike where they can see 360 degrees around them. They don't feel so forward-leaning. But again, same thing. This bike traditionally comes with a slick tire that's very fast and light. We've put a studded tire on here for winter-specific application. Mounted fenders, lights. This bike has the rack and bags on it for carrying all your gear and all your commuter needs.
Yeah.
And it's not just commuting. I mean, people are using them as grocery getters. They're using them as everyday riders, using them for all sorts of things.
Okay, so a tire like that on a day like today, where you don't really have any sort of slippery conditions, is still fine to ride that on a flat road?
Absolutely. It's something that most of our customers are putting the studded tires on at the beginning of the season and then leaving them on throughout the Chinooks and the warm days and the mixed bag. It's better to have a little too much safety than not enough, and we all know it can change in the middle of the day. You could ride in at +3 and ride home at -20, so you better be ready for it.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen in the conditions out there. Okay, thank you very much. And where can people find you, Ryan?
We're at 801 11th Ave Southwest, or www.thebikeshop.com.
Okay, the Bike Shop, and it is a beautiful day to ride into work, isn't it, Andy?